Hello Milky fans, Milkstool here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you are well. Today we are here to talk about Vortex. So this is the final day of the first drop of this new PvE mode in the Void. I am probably the last content creator to talk about the Void, but that's simply because I just wanted to see how it played out and see what everyone else did. So Void Vortex, it's basically, how would you describe it to someone that hasn't seen it before? It's a cross between, honestly, Tower of Oblivion and maybe Aspen Dungeon, you would argue. Except it's probably more Tower of Oblivion than it is, say, Aspen Dungeon, because in Aspen Dungeon, at least there's some strategy involved in terms of when you use the demon potions or even the angel potion, and the fact that you can get different lineups. But then you would argue, well, you can get different lineups here as well, and you can kind of mess around with when you use the protection segments, as well as how you use that energy and when you actually buy more energy. So it feels similar, but it's also quite dissimilar. But for those of you who are completely new to this mode, let's talk about it. They're effectively what, like, where do we go? There are, no, let's not do that. Where are the levels? I guess this is it. So there are like one, two, actually, yeah, this is the best screen. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's a waste of time. 24, 30 levels, right? Comprised of 5 sort of tiers, because each tier has like 6 levels. Like you see here, Forerunner 1 to 6, Pioneer 1 to 6, and within each tier, for each level in each tier, there are like 5 planets. You need to conquer all 5 planets to get to the next level, and you keep going up and up. And each planet basically consumes 1 energy burner, and you get 1 energy burner every hour. That's pretty much it, right? So theoretically speaking, you would get, what is it? I read the instructions for once. You get 20 burners right at the start, plus 1 per hour for 47 hours. Because even though this thing goes for 48 hours, you only get enough regens for 47, because come around the 48th hour, the mode ends and you don't get that extra regen, obviously. So it's 47 plus the 20 you get the start, so you get 67. So you theoretically have enough energy burners if you were to one-shot just all these planets to get to what, clear like 13 levels, which gets you up to Explorer 5, I think. Yeah, 12. Explorer 5. Assuming that you pass all levels first time you go around, or you one shot the planets the first time you do them, and that's pretty much it. So, because the key thing that you can mess around with in this mode is, well, there are 2 things that you can mess around with. One is when you use these protection segments, and the other one is when you when you basically re-roll. Like, to reset these opponents. So if you hit this button, it's going to cost you 5 energy, and that's pretty much it. So it's quite a simplistic mode. You either have the heroes to beat this wave or not, and in this case, I don't. So I'm up to Pioneer 3. I'm struggling with these double carries and 1 or 2 Garuda waves, and even if I fully protect all my heroes, I still struggle with it. And this is the only strategy, in inverted commas, that comes into it in this game. It's when I choose to reset this, because you can see here on Pioneer 3, I've cleared like 3 planets, but there are 2 that I can't clear. So there's this one, it has 2 carries and 2 Garudas, and then this one where I've used all my protection segments, I still can't clear it. 2 carries and 1 Garuda. And so I have to reset just to not get this lineup. And so really, that's the only strategy involved. When I first did this video, so this is the second time I've done this video. The first time I said this, there's nothing to this. There is nothing to this mode. You basically go as high as you can, and I don't know why anyone would buy these energy burners. But then it dawned upon me, the trade-off is actually, the reason why you would buy these energy burners is one, to get to a high, when you get strong enough lineup, whenever that is, if you want to get to these higher levels, you actually have to buy energy burners. I'm not sure if with the next time this void opens, if the levels you've cleared, it just sort of gives you credit for those levels. Like with Aspen Dungeon, you know how you get to 50 and it's like, we'll give you credit for that. You don't have to re-smash everything. Or you can smash through everything. You don't have to redo everything. So here, I'm up to Forerunner 3. Does that mean I have to clear Forerunner 6, 5, and 4 again? Or do I get the credit for that and I get all these energy burners? So that is the only thing to sort of, I don't know about, right? But in terms of clearing this, it's clear that right now, based on everything that I've seen, the technology doesn't exist today, or the heroes, artifacts, and the meta doesn't exist today for people to get to the very top, Defiler 1. And you see, or Defier 1, and you see no one's at Defier 1. Like, the guy that spends the most on this game is at number 4, that blue thing 4. So he's at Explorer 4, right? So that tells you that there's like maybe a year or 2 years worth of development to get you all the way to Defier 1. You probably need a fully transcended team with stuff that doesn't even exist today. Like, for example, fused artifacts, or like further fusing of artifacts, further fusing of armor, like superpower armor or something like that. Level 400 heroes. The technology doesn't exist today, and that's okay, right? It'd be a pretty stupid mode if they sort of came out with, and I've seen complaints on Reddit where people say, oh, this is too hard. When Seal Land 20 first came out, guess how many people got to Seal Land 20 on day 1? 0. If they created this mode and everyone just got to the end on day 1, it's kind of like wasted. People would have hit endgame already, and there'd be nothing left to achieve. And I don't think that's the purpose of this. The purpose of this is what they're doing. Again, I need to re-emphasize this. They're shifting the PvE sort of mode and meta from Seal Land, from Aspen Dungeon, from Tower of Oblivion, which everyone is now completing. I've completed Tower of Oblivion. I've nearly completed Seal Land, right? And I am on Aspen Dungeon, like above 50 now. So I've nearly completed these 3 things on the traditional PvE, inverted commas, game modes. So then there's nothing left here for me to do. And I think they want everyone to complete the things here on the right in the world, in the Idle Heroes world. And I think that's slowly shifting their attention to Void, with Realm's Gate, with Void Vortex, and other PvE modes that will come. They're like in the old days, to clear Seal Land, any of these Seal Lands, you needed like some bullshit combination of 5 E5 heroes or 5 E3 heroes. Now, you see how easy to clear these Seal Lands. You don't even need a full lineup. Seal Land 20 Light, you only need 1 Russell, 1 Ada, and 5 like Michelle's. Fortress, you only need 1 Emily and theoretically 1 Sherlock. Dark Seal Land, you need even less. Here, you need 1 Horus and 5 Baby Tixes. It's like super easy to clear these Seal Lands out because the heroes that we have now are able to do that. In the old days, when Seal Land first came out, that did not used to be possible. So people that are complaining about how hard Void Vortex is, yes, it's supposed to be fucking hard. That's the whole idea, right? There's no point in sort of them closing off one set of PvE modes and then creating another one, and then for you not to get anywhere in either of those things, that's going to be like exceptionally frustrating. So this might suck for new players, but for the guys that have been around for a while, it's for you. It's really to get you more content, newer content, and change your sort of world into another world, if that makes sense. So anyway, now we're here to do, I have 25 of these left. I'm not going to get any more. Now I'll show you my strategy for Void Vortex. Like I said, there is no strategy, right? Literally, it's this. There's only 2 parts of this strategy. It's you either have the lineup or you don't. So you fight them once. And in this case, I already know double carry, double Garuda. I have no chance to kill this lineup. So if you don't have a chance to kill the lineup, your only other alternative, apart from using protection segments, which I think don't really help you here or there, is to reset, right? So I've got to reset. So that's going to cost me 5 energy burners. And hopefully I don't get 2 carries again, because 2 carries will just completely fuck me over. There we go. We got 2 carries again. So we've got to keep resetting until you don't get 2 carries. So now we got 1 carry. This is a lineup I can actually beat. And so here are the protected factions, and this little shield tells you down below what factions are protected. By the way, I didn't ignore this shield the first time around, but this little shield effectively tells you what factions are protected. So now that we know what factions are protected, we can go in, get into it. But before we go there, let me just change a bit of my lineup. Like, double Rogans feel about right, but they don't actually work that well in this mode. You need Drake. Drake is like a key hero in Void Vortex. You just need him to tear away our armor from the other person. So we just go to the Gate of the Void again. Oh, where are we? Wrong place. It's all the way to the right. And we go here again. I don't need you. I need you to strip armor away. Oh, we don't need you either. Put a Rogan in. Alright. And that theoretically should be enough. Oh, fuck, it's not enough. Okay. Take the Rogan away. We will put a carry in. See what happens. There we go. So you see I've already defeated basically 4 of these planets. This level, if you can defeat 1 planet in the area, you can absolutely defeat the entire area. It's just a question of how many energy burners do you want to use to reset your opponent. There we go. So this one is doable. So if we do that. Defeat. Battle. And really, I'm only going to have enough energy burners left to basically get to Pioneer Area 2. And that's my objective, because I don't think I'll have what it takes to get to Pioneer 3. I might as well use up all my Sigmets, right? So that's the other bit to it. Like, it's when do you use all your Sigmets? Because for me, it makes sense to do it now, because this is the last planet on this area, right? It's clear that I'm not gonna make it in the next planet, so to the next area. So I might as well use all my Sigmets now. I've got nothing to lose. Well, except this planet. But that's really it. So when people talk about strategy and trying to come up with a strategy, there is no like golden strategy. You just keep resetting until you find a lineup that you think you can beat, and then when you found that, you know, if you still can't beat it, use all your Sigmets, and you should be able to beat theoretically that planet if you've beaten one of the other planets on there, because theoretically you just need to keep using your energy burns resetting to find the right lineup. So this lineup is doable, because why is it doable? Because there's only 1 carry. So if I battle, who do I need to not have? She's not good. So let's do a double carry. Let's see what happens. Everyone is protected. Nope, still no good. What is wrong? Aye. So we don't use you. Let's try a Rogan. Try a different pet. Just try anything, basically. And that's your only sort of other avenue of strategy. It's like I'm yet to see the perfect lineup. This is really frustrating. I know I can beat this. Let's see what happens. But yeah, There's really not much of a strategy to it. The most successful teams I've seen usually are kind of like a PvP team more than a PvE team, simply because these guys hit so hard that if you ran a Delacium team, that Delacium team would die before it had any chance to get to level 8 and do some serious damage. This is more of a PvP meta than it is a PvE meta when you consider the lineup that you have to use. So the key thing about these waves is basically the Garuda. If the Garuda gets off, like, I am just dead. That Garuda, if she gets her active off, it is so powerful that it can one-shot, basically, my entire lineup. See? She'll get her active off, and she'll just kill everyone. Their Garuda is just way more powerful than my Garuda. There we go. Will ever be. It's a disaster. So, like, Garuda's deadly, crazy scary. So for me, now that I don't have enough energy gens to reset the lineup. The key question I have to ask myself is obviously, well, you know, I'm one planet off. I'm basically one planet off the next area. So then, you know, is the extra 1,000 one of these worth however many gems? And I don't know the answer to that because you can't buy these for gems, these stellar shards, right? So in the interest of making this video, let's just buy a couple of these. Let's just reset and see what happens. I'm gonna cry if I get more carries. Is that double later? Let's just give it a shot. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. So Russell, he's got nothing on him right now. Let's do double Garuda. Let's see what double Garuda does. Monster, let's just go you. Everyone is protected. We've reset it. The only difference now is there's no Unimax, and we've got 2 Adas to face. It's really the challenge with Void are the carry and Garuda lineups. More so the Garudas. It's the Garudas that you have to take down first. The other heroes I'm not necessarily too worried about. It's more the fact that Garuda has just, he can do so much pain if his active goes off. And so because there are just he's just supported by so many weaker heroes, it's by the time you manage to kill these off, by the time you manage to kill them off, it's kind of like he's got his active off, right? So then you're just hoping to God that when Carrie does her energy drain, that it's on a Garuda, like at the right time. And that's what I'm basically hoping for, like on a wing and a press. See, so he's got his active right now, and I'm just hoping my Carrie does something, because if it doesn't, then I'm just royally screwed. Or he gets dubbed, or nah. See, the fact that I'm dead, I'm just complete. He's gonna wreck me. Unless, nah. That's it, gone. See, there we go. That's the pain. That is the pain of this particular mode. But now that, see, he's just got his energy back. I need Drake again. See, Drake needs to target that Garuda. Garuda's got his active back. It's dead. Oh, no, we won. There we go. Spoke too soon. So, now I'm playing it too. I know there's a snowflake's chance in hell of me ever winning any other one of these waves. Let's just do this one just to see where we get. We don't have to watch it. Yeah, I knew I was going to lose. Like, I lost everything. So, effectively, like, I'm stuck here. I'm not going to use any more of these regens. I have no Sigmats left. Like, you can pretty much tell if you're completely fucked in an area or not. One, if you're low in Sigmats and you're low in regen and you can't easily clear like 1 or 2 planets, one-shot them without using Sigmats, then you're pretty much screwed, and you shouldn't spend any more gems to get regens. Where it makes sense to get regens is if you're sort of 1-2 planets off the next area, and then because then the next level of prize is 1,000 more of these stellar shards. Like I said, I don't know what each stellar shard is worth. If I knew that, then I could say, okay, you shouldn't spend more than 10 regions per area to get to the next area, because that's how much, each 100 stellar shard is only worth, like, I don't know, I'm making the numbers up, 100 gems. So, or 10 gems. So that's really Void Vortex. Like I said, it's quite simple to play. It's like, I'm going to say, more closely related to Tower of Oblivion. There's no real strategy to it. You either have the lineup or you don't. I think the lineup that is more suited to this mode is more PvP than it is PvE, which is unfortunate for the people that have like a Delacium army, because now Delacium army is really only useful for Flameshine and Broken Spaces and really nowhere else, because they're just going to die instantly in Pioneer because they just can't survive. Right, so that's the first thing worth mentioning. So it's good for PvP, the people that are focused on PvP, because now their PvP heroes are kind of like a bit more relevant in more places than one. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Void. Hope you enjoyed that video. See you next time, guys.